What's going on, everybody?
Yo, what's up? What's up, everybody?
Another Team Vision video for you guys, man.
Yeah.
It's coming back from an amazing conference. Amazing conference,
goodness.
Man.
Vegas, the view.
Yes, we out here. Here's some views right here, man. We out here in the swimming pool right now. It's it was like 12, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, right? But we're shooting this video, man, because we just have a lot going on in our minds. We're just kind of philosophizing because we were around such great people, such great mentors. I don't know if you've been around great people or people who are doing things better than you. But when you have
people that really inspire you to like get your stuff together, it's crazy.
Yeah, when you're around people who are living the life that you want, or they're doing the things that you want, or they just have the knowledge base that you're striving for, man. Just being around them, spending 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour if you have the opportunities to be around them.
Yeah, it'll change your life forever.
Yes, and
forever.
And you can tell the conviction in someone's voice. You can tell the conviction in someone's posture. You can tell the conviction in someone's message that they're actually living the thing that they're talking about, right? And we're definitely around those type of people. So as you can see right now, it's kind of hard to sleep because we got that on our mind, man.
And it's actually. So we're 3 hours behind here in Vegas.
Yeah.
So it says 12:42. So it's really based on like our internal clock. It's 3:43 at night. Yeah. It's 3:43 at night. We're out here making this video because that's how excited we are. I want y'all to understand that because that's very important. I like to sleep and I can't because I'm so excited about what's getting ready to take place.
Yeah.
With all these new changes that are going on.
Right, and it's a Saturday night too, so we could be turning up in Vegas, right?
Yes.
But honestly, when you have a vision, when you have mindsight, and you see something about to happen before it happens, sometimes that social life that you have, sometimes that what I call non-productive activity that you just can't do that because that vision takes over, that assumption takes over. And if you're someone that's striving to be great, if you're striving to become the person that you are supposed to be, that you already are, then that type of mindset will be that type of thinking, that type of activity will start to dwell upon you. And then that's the type of things that are being in psychology, man. So that's what it is, man. But we just wanted to kind of talk about a small subject real quick called personal productivity, right? Because that's something that we kind of pulled from kind of these last couple of days, kind of being around these free thinking minds, these people who are living a true life of freedom and fulfillment, right? So personal productivity, man, I'm gonna go ahead and let you hang out.
So before we start talking about the personal productivity, this is something that you all had to understand in order for you to get where we're coming from, right? So the view opened up with Julio Acosta. If you don't know who he is, look him up on YouTube. Julio Acosta, right? And he's the kind of person that everything he says he says a whole lot of nothing, but it's the most I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, so
it's like it's so simple. It's everything that you already know. Everything that you already know is what he's saying. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't say it's a whole bunch of nothing. I think sometimes the simplicity of words can hold so much meaning and value because the English language, it's a what we call a bastardized language. It derives from other different languages, and the etymologies or the development of some of the words that we use in English have developed from other dialects and other languages, right? But sometimes one thing I like about English is that we put meaning to the words that we express what is being expressed upon us.
Absolutely.
So I don't think Julio says nothing. I think that the simplicity of his words has so many different meanings that he can reach out to so many different people, making few statements are very simple statements. And I think that's powerful as a speaker, right? And the simple fact this dude is very charismatic, right? It's just like you can feel his energy before he even speaks. You can feel his posture before he speaks. It's like you can sense it's like a type of spirit, you know, that you got to have. You feel as all great speakers, like, you know, your Obamas, your Kings, like whoever that you look up to. Obviously, this person is doing something, or they carry an aura around them that just attracts you, right? And I think that this guy, when he speaks, he just attracts you so much that, you know, when he speaks, man, you just have to tune in and listen,
no matter what
it is, you know. And
you can say the most simple thing,
yeah,
and you'll be like, it'll hit you like differently.
Yeah,
it's like, man, I just think some people are gifted to have the ability to speak and be able to just connect with everyone.
Yeah,
like everyone gets their message. There's only been a few people like that.
Yeah,
and those are usually the people who get the highest positions, like either in politics or in business.
Yeah,
the people that have to cast a vision.
Yeah, and casting vision that's key. You know, you can't do anything in your life without vision. You know, you can't do anything in your life. I think Helen Keller, the first woman to get a degree, and she was deaf and she was blind, she said the only thing worse than being blind is to having sight without vision. You know, and I mean, it pretty much speaks for itself. Like, if you don't have mind sight, if you don't have vision, whatever it is you want to do, if you don't have a vision about it, if you don't see it before it actually happens, man, then you're pretty much living your life in very basic, animalistic, short-term ways. And
I just realized something.
What's up, bro?
You realize how deep that statement is that she made?
Yeah.
Like, because she was deaf and blind. The fact that she was able to understand, like, come to the understanding of what it means to be able to see, or what it, like, she was able to understand what it means to hear. I couldn't imagine, not being able to see anything and not being able to hear anything.
Yeah.
And for her to be able to do that, that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, and forgive us if we're freestyling a little bit. This is just kind of how we talk, and we talk to each other like this all the time, right? And so this is just how we get out our content, man. But you're gonna pull pieces of what we're saying, and it's gonna hit you in different ways. So when you look at this video, you know, pull what you can pull from it, man, because we're saying some very profound things that can probably happen. But one thing I like about Julio Cossi, he talked about personal productivity. He says it's the indicator to success, right? So what does personal productivity mean? In a lot of aspects, is really about how the way you absorb information. You know, for Julio, he said, you know, it's basically, you know, you're the two emotions that drive you the most, according to Julio, is fear and excitement, right? And they're
especially in this business.
Yes, especially in any type of, especially if you're talking about working for yourself or being an entrepreneur, or, you know, even getting into the industry of network marketing, which we'll make another video about. If you don't understand the difference between fear and excitement, which are two very similar emotions, you know, the only difference is just the way that you see a situation. That's literally it. It's really your perspective. You know, an example is, you know, and I use this for ladies sometimes, you know, roller coasters, right? Roller coasters, that's a good example. I won't even use that. I was going to talk about insects and bugs, but, you know, that's all based upon perspective, because I know women who are, when they see a bug, they're like, oh, you know, it's a bug, you know, and then there's some girls look at a bug and they just kill it. You know, I think that's based upon perspective. It's just that heighten of emotion, like, okay, my emotion instantly is to kill it, or, you know, I get scared of it and call someone else to do what I can't do, right?
Here's why.
But use a roller coaster example,
yeah, so this is why I say the roller coaster. So fear and excitement are the same thing. The only thing that differentiates between the two is your perspective, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say you and I would go on a roller coaster, right? We go on, you know, the biggest roller coaster at Carowinds or wherever the nearest place is. And so we go up to the very front of the roller coaster. You know, and this is the tallest roller coaster, right? Mm-hmm. We get to the very front, we going up. You are terrified because you don't like the feeling of being dropped down really, really fast, right? But I'm right next to you, but I love that feeling. So I'm screaming, yeah, right? He's afraid and I'm excited about the same thing because our perspective is different.
Yep.
He's just afraid of the feeling. I enjoy the feeling. It's only perspective.
Yeah.
It's the exact same feeling, just your perspective on it.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. So, to be successful and to shift your personal productivity, especially understanding those two powerful emotions, fear and excitement, you're gonna learn how to face your fears, prepare for yourself for the odds of the fear, and learn how to turn that into excitement and change your perception, right? All that can be done by changing your perception. So if you look at the things that you fear and figure out a way to turn that into something that you can produce for yourself personally, that's going to be the key to your perspective. And not only that, but the way that you're going to move, grow, and expand yourself, right? So that's a really, really big thing. Another thing that kind of builds into your own personal productivity is the people that you surround yourself by. You know, that's a big thing because a lot of people don't think of it that deep. Like, well, you know, I got my social friends, co-workers, I got my, friends that I talk about deep conscious stuff with, I got my business friends. But honestly, that stuff does matter because your subconscious mind, it absorbs anything, it absorbs everything, right? Everything that you expose your five senses to, you absorb, right? And what your five senses are going to do is going to try to shape that into a manifestation of the reality that you're starting to see. So basically, what you're putting yourself around, what your five senses are trying to absorb and to gain, all that is going to turn into a reality you create for yourself. So if you're hanging out with people who are doing non-productive things like smoking, drinking, partying, doing things and spending money rather than make it, that's the reality you're going to create for yourself.
Absolutely.
Right?
You can't get around that. If you're only around those individuals,
yeah,
that will be your situation. Now, if you get out of that group of people and then become successful,
mm-hmm.
sometimes, and most of the time, that individual had to get rid of those people.
Yeah.
They didn't get to being successful around those same people.
Yeah.
You have to, you'll get rid of them if you think you want to be successful. Like you can't not do that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know why a lot of people don't get the things that they want in life? Do you really want to know why people don't get a lot of things? It's the people that they hang around, and the simple fact they don't know how to get out of their comfort zone. See, if I want to, go ahead.
Well, no, you said what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I'm just going back into surrounding yourself with people that I'm gonna let him talk about the comfort zone. If you want something that someone else has, instead of being envious or jealous or staying in your comfort zone because what they're doing seems too hard or too difficult to do, why don't you try to put yourself around their thinking space? Why don't you try to put yourself around them, just trying to see like what type of activities that they're doing, right? I think one of our mentors basically said, if you surround yourself by people who are outthinking you or surround yourself by thinking that is outthinking you, you will start to grow. Why? Because now you start to adapt to the thinking process. Now you start to see the activity. Now you start to incorporate the activity into your own personal development. And then you start to become everything that you see that person doing. And then it gets to the point where you're evening out with the same thinking level. You guys are having the same conversation. You're having the same understanding. Y'all beginning to move in the same pace. It's just everything is starting to make sense. And then if you're going to be productive enough and then if you're out working, if you're really hustling, then it's going to get to the point where you're going to start thinking them, the people that you used to look up to. When you start out thinking them, now you're stretching them because now that you're striving to be a higher position to do better than what they're doing, now they're trying to compete to make sure that they're on their game so they can actually stay at a higher level, right? So if you really want to be successful, you got to surround yourself by thinking that is outthinking you, period. Now, you want to talk about the comfort zone, brother, man?
Yeah, all right. So here's what I tell you about the comfort zone. The comfort zone is what will hold you back almost all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because the comfort zone is most of the time not really comfortable, but familiar.
Yes.
Meaning I know I'm not living the way that I would like to live. I'd like to make $1 million. I'd like to live in a huge mansion and not have to worry about any of my bills. And I'd like to be able to just do whatever I want. But I don't think that will be the case. Right? So I'm familiar with people who are not living that kind of lifestyle. So it's like, okay, I know I want more, but it's not familiar to me. So I'm just gonna stay in my familiar zone. I'm not even gonna strive for better, right? But once you know that it exists, if your comfort zone, you have to just get rid of it because it doesn't exist.
Right.
It doesn't exist. It's familiar. Your comfort zone is gonna hold you back.
Yeah.
Just get uncomfortable.
Yeah. In fact, I believe that there's a nuance of thinking that's saying that the more you get out of your comfort zone, the more security you're going to start building for yourself. Because getting outside of that comfort zone brings a new sense of awareness. Getting outside of that comfort zone is going to allow you to expand yourself. It's going to force you to expand yourself, which is going to help you now create a new ecosystem or create a new culture for yourself where you can start building some familiarity, and then you can start adapting, right? If you stay within a comfort zone, that puts you in a more emotional state. It puts you in a more instinctive state, right? And now you're basing things off your instinct, and it's going to start fearing you up because now you're building in a belief system that can easily be attacked because you're creating a false sense of security for yourself. So staying in the comfort zone is pretty much putting yourself in a false sense of security. All right. But yeah, man, we're gonna actually make a part 2 to this video. There's more stuff I want to talk about as far as personal productivity, but I think we put enough content in this today to get you guys going. We're definitely gonna part 2 this tomorrow. After we come back finish this conference,
we could go on for another 3 hours.
Yeah, but we don't want to bore you. We're just going to give y'all enough content with this video to kind of go on. Please subscribe to this video right here. Please leave some comments. There's some more things you guys want us to talk about in terms of being productive. And I'm not talking about like real crazy hoorah stuff because we're very focused. We're only going to talk about things that's going to really personally build you and whatever it is or whatever goals or vision that you want to strive for. Like anything else outside of that, I'm not really interested in, or we're not really interested in. That's not what Team Vision is really all about. You know, we're creating a culture of freedom, fun, and fulfillment, right? If you don't ask for anything along those borderlines, don't put no comment above that, right? But please hit that subscribe button. We will make a part 2 about personal productivity, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, y'all have a good night rest, and we will see y'all off.
Well, we tired. It's late.
Have a good one.